black bean sauce. It is quick, easy, all done in 15 minutes. Of course, you can get the supermarket ready-made sauce in a jar, but there's no comparison with homemade black bean sauce. It's a different level. In this video, I'm going to show you my version of this amazing black bean beef stir fry. You can do this easily at home and definitely cheaper than the ready jar ones. The rich flavor of the black bean gravy, it is wonderful to go with rice, noodles, baked or mashed potatoes. Here comes the main ingredients: 350 grams of beef and your choice of vegetables. And I'm using 3 kinds of pepper, onion, spring onion, and also asparagus. And the main thing, of course, is the fermented black beans with fresh ginger and garlic. But it is also okay to use frozen ginger and garlic or ones come out from the jar. We need to prepare the meat first. It's very common that we marinate the meat before cooking, and usually with salt, sugar, white pepper, Chinese wine, corn flour, dark and light soy sauce, and oyster sauce. Why do we need to marinate the meat? It's for flavoring and tenderizing the meat, keeping it juicy, not drying out during cooking. The corn flour and baking soda is particularly important to have that velvety, soft kind of texture. Next, we'll prepare the stir-fry sauce. Again, this is a very common stir-fry sauce in many Chinese cooking. It is more or less the same ingredients as the meat marinade with the salt, sugar, white pepper, Chinese wine, corn flour, oyster sauce, and water. Mix it well and set it aside and use it during cooking. Fermented black beans. They are dry beans and comes in a packet or container. You can get them in the Asian store or get it online. There are also ready ones. Comes in a jar. You can get it in the supermarket, but I do not like it too much because I find it very salty, but not with very strong black bean flavor. So it's better to make it at home, and it's really easy to make. Since the beans are fermented, if you don't wash them, keep them in a jar and double plastic bag it, seal it tight. Keep it in the fridge for many months, up to a year. How do you rehydrate the black beans? In this particular recipe, I use 2 tablespoons of black beans, but I find it a bit weak, so I would say 3 tablespoons of black beans will be more appropriate. Wash the beans a couple times and drain it, and then crush it with a spoon to the consistency you like. I like it to have a bit of texture, so half crush, half not crush. While the beef is in marinade, we can prepare the vegetables. Wash and cut it. You can use all kinds of vegetables: broccoli, celery, cauliflower. But for the vegetables that takes a little bit longer time to cook, I would suggest you, like broccoli, I would suggest you to cut it into smaller pieces or thinner slices. Just before you start to cook the beef, add a teaspoon of oil, mix it with the beef. Because the beef has been sitting in the marinade for a little while, it has absorbed all the flavor. With the oil, it will seal the surface and keep the flavor in the beef while you're cooking it. A hot pan is really important in Chinese cooking. You need to preheat the pan. How do you know the pan is hot enough? Flick a few drops of water in the pan, and if you see the water bounce off the pan, then the pan is hot enough. Pour in some oil, but don't forget to also heat up the oil before you put the beef in. Once the beef is in, leave it there for a little while before you're turning it around. Don't overcook the beef. If the beef is overcooked, then it will become tough. And when do you take the beef out? When you see the color of the beef is all changed color, but still with the streak of redness in there, that's the time you you take the meat out. And using the same pan, and put a little bit of oil in there, and then add your ginger, garlic, black beans, and put a bit of water in there to deglaze the pan, and pour in the rest of the vegetables, stir fry to how you like your vegetables. I like it crunchy. And then you put the beef back into the pan. Ready to pour in your stir-fry sauce. But before you put the stir-fry sauce in, make sure that you stir well in the cup, because the corn flour gets settled at the bottom. Once you put the stir-fry sauce in and mix it well in the pan, if you like a more liquidy sauce, then add more water. If you find the sauce is a bit too dry, add a bit more water. Now look at this beautiful, yummy homemade black bean beef. It is definitely worth making this at home. Thank you for watching. If you got any comments or questions, leave a message below. And if you enjoyed this video, why not give me a like and hit the subscribe button.